Alright, it doesn't get any more cold and dark than this. Okay. So we're going to start cold and dark. This flight is going from Asheville to Boston. I'm in the B737 at Dash 800. I put the MD-80 down for the night. I was gonna fly the MD-82, but had some like weird anomalous failures. The only thing I can do to explain it is the cat got on my keyboard. How about that? Okay. So anyway, we're here. We'll just take the 737-800 for a flight. We'll go through everything in a second. Let's see how many passengers we got. Okay. Right, we're taking 151 passengers to Boston tonight. It's about a 2-hour flight. But we'll go ahead and get started cold and dark. Let me get Brian here. Alright, we're going to get our IRSs on nav. Start the APU. Alright, go ahead and get that going. Anti-collision wing, wheel well, and strobe is on steady currently. Logo light is on. And APU bleed.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
We're not going yet. Right, so I have an MSD in front of me, by the way, and I'm bringing up the flight directors and auto throttle. Let's get some illumination there on the dash. And at ref, we're going to bring in our IRS setting, or our GPS setting. There we go. We got a route and flight plan. And we're going out on 17. And the AVL 7 departure. And we'll be coming in on 22 left, ILS 22 left, to Roebuck and JFK. Murky is our first waypoint. We're going to bring that up from the vector. And then we're going to go to airside services. Okay.
Ground flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Alright. We're
All right, we've got everyone strapped in.
got
Give us a ring if you need anything.
3.2 on reserve. Alright, we're going out on flaps 5. Our center of gravity is 25.9. We are doing runway winds of 177 at 6. And there we go, 152. So we put in 162. Brian, get our IFR clearance, please.
I'll handle the IFR clearance.
Yes, they probably know the meta AR. They're just beaming people.
Asheville ground, Allegiant 218. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance with information, Oscar.
Okay, so y'all two thought the same thing.
You're number one.
Right? About tweaking. Like, people are just like everybody's scouts are better and stuff.
Allegiant 218, Asheville ground, cleared to Boston. Radar vectors murky. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 125.8, squawk 1465. And your departure runway was changed to 35.
Yeah, no, it's the villains. I know. They have the meta billing. It's what. Oh my gosh. Or some people have. I mean, people are gonna find, especially with 700,000 plus people playing Battlefield. A lot of people are gonna be meta slaves and try to find like the best gun.
That doesn't change the transition.
How? Yeah, I wish my sniper would do that.
Asheville ground, Florida 70 Delta, clear runway 35 on Alpha, link taxi to general aviation ramp.
Pilatus November 70 Delta Asheville ground taxi to general aviation via Alpha. Have a good day.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms.
General aviation via Alpha, Florida 70 Delta, thank you.
I'll handle the comms from here.
70 Delta readback, correct?
Shot through battle, okay. Yeah, no.
Brian, we need start clearance.
I'll request start clearance now.
Allegiant 218 requesting clearance for pushback and start with Oscar.
Allegiant 218, pushback and start approved, tail northeast.
Okay. All right, engine 2 stable. Engine 1. No, no, not yours.
2055 Romeo. Asheville ground, Sky Hawk 2055 Romeo, signing off. So long.
2055 Romeo, good day.
Where is that one dude who found that was a shotgun? He almost got all of those.
Alright, y'all damper on. Engine buses on and bleed off. Taxi lights on. APU is off. Engine both to continuous. Hydraulic pumps on. Probes and window heat on. Packs to auto and isolation valve to auto. Altitude is already set to 350. And position strobe is to position light is to strobe. Our anti-skid is set to RTO, and flaps are set to 5. Brian, you want to brief our departure?
We'll be departing from runway 35. We'll follow the radar vector's murky departure, climbing to 6,000 feet initially. Transition altitude is 8,000 feet. Weather at departure shows clear skies. No significant weather expected en route. In the event of an engine failure below 400 feet, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400 feet, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 feet before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We've been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 1465, and departure frequency will be 125.8. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Very good. Go ahead and get our taxi clearance.
What is the actual altimeter setting?
I'll request taxi clearance now.
And we're getting ready to taxi for takeoff.
I don't think it's accurate. What is the actual...
Okay, Captain. All doors in flight. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
The altimeter setting for the ATIS is wrong. Please advise. Cessna 53070.
Asheville ground, Allegiant 218, ready to taxi. We have Oscar.
Allegiant 218, runway 35, taxi via Juliet Alpha Alpha 1.
Runway 35, Juliet Alpha Alpha 1, Allegiant 218.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Welcome aboard Allegiant Air Flight 218, taking you on a thrilling journey from Asheville to Boston. I'm your lead flight attendant, Death, and joining me are my fellow crew members, Lucifer, Michael, and Gabriel. We promise to make your flight as enjoyable as a trip to the underworld. Now, let's talk about safety, shall we? Please ensure you are seated properly. With your seatbelt fastened
You remember that?
across your lap. Remember,
They did.
won't save you from your ultimate fate.
I got flown
But it's a
into
good
them out.
idea nonetheless.
Well, almost.
Buckle.
Almost.
Simply
I
lift the buckle.
managed to.
In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. You'll need it before you scream your last breath. Life vest
Oh
The
my.
emergency exits are located at the front and rear
Oh
of the
my
aircraft.
goodness.
To reach them, simply
Uh.
follow the glowing path to your eternal rest. Remember, in case of an emergency, your life vest will not save you, and your seatbelt won't protect you from your destiny. Oh, and if you have any power banks or electronic devices that start to act up, please inform a crew member immediately. We wouldn't want any fiery situations now, would we? And if any of your devices fall between the seats, just let us know so we can retrieve them safely. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Oh my
We'll
word.
be coming around with our trick-or-treat service shortly. See you in the flames.
Okay, so I got the Grim Reaper for flight attendant. Yeah, I had a flight down. The flight that in Camillagua, Pomarola, where I was being vectored, and ATC vectored me right into a mountain. And I think, technically speaking, I think I wouldn't have made it, but I skirted the treetops, and we managed to land. But they did actually lead me, like guided me, because they told me to stay at 5,000 feet, 5,000 feet, and that was not high enough to get over that mountain. So yeah, it was kind of a big bonehead thing to do. This flight, I hope it's a lot more uneventful. Although I will say this, flying out of Asheville at night is unnerving. It is. It's pretty, but it's unnerving. We'll go with the longest part of the runway.
Allegiant 218, contact tower on 121.1.
Switching to tower on 121.1. Allegiant 218.
Yeah, I was in a MD-80 on that flight into Camillagua, and on top of everything else, I'm just beginning to learn that aircraft, and so there's a few things that I just need to work on, and last thing I need is ATC sending me like in the mountains and stuff.
Allegiant 218, Asheville Tower, runway 35, winds 140 at 5. Fly runway heading cleared for takeoff.
Okay, we're resetting the chronometers. Landing lights on.
Fly runway heading cleared for
Runway
takeoff.
turn off lights
Allegiant
off.
218.
Actually, we'll leave the runway turn off lights on. And engines already set to continuous. Anti-skid is set to RTO, and flaps are set to 5. Ready for departure. Brian, run through the brief while I'm lining up again.
We'll be departing from runway 35. We'll follow the radar vector's murky departure. Climbing to 6,000 feet initially. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Weather at departure shows clear skies, no significant weather expected en route. In the event of an engine failure below 400 feet, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400 feet, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 feet before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We've been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 1465, and departure frequency will be 125.8. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Landing gear lever up. Done. right wiper, park position, max 200 kts. Set.
Bet didn't have
Autopilot,
enough runway.
engage, above 1000 feet AGL. Set. Airspeed bug, flaps up speed. Set. Flaps,
1000.
retract, above each previous flap bug.
Allegiant 218,
Done.
contact departure on
Landing gear lever, off.
Switching to departure on
Set.
125.8,
Auto
Allegiant
brakes,
218.
off. Set. Engine start switches 1 and 2, auto. As needed.
Asheville departure, Allegiant
Cabin
218,
pressure
evening
and
at 3,000
differential,
feet.
within limits.
Allegiant 218, Asheville departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 220, turn right heading 110, vectors to Murky, then as filed.
Climb and maintain flight level 220, right heading 110, vectors to Murky, then as filed. Allegiant 218.
Checked. Pressurization selector, auto. Checked. APU bleed, off. Checked. Engine bleed air 1 and 2, on. Checked. Left and right air conditioning pack, auto. Checked. Isolation valve, auto. Checked. Left and right duct pressure, working. Checked. Contact ATC, report height and position. Done. Yoke checklist, after takeoff, breathe out. Compel. Chimes only, off, release cabin crew.
Direct to Oxford, maintain 7,000, 657. Contact for your approved on 11.8. Oxford 7477 is 3 miles north of Nashville, 3,300 to 7,500.
Seneca 477, Charlie Mike Asheville, approach radar contact.
Set. Cabin attend button, push, as crew info. Set. Fuel facing lights, off, low pressure lights. Checked. Left and right landing lights, off. Set. Left and right runway turn off lights, off. Set. Taxi light, off. Set. APU, off. Checked. Logo light, off.
Allegiant 218, climb
Set.
and maintain flight level
Green
280.
light, off.
Climb and maintain flight level
Cabin
280,
crew,
Allegiant
all doors in
218.
flight and cross-check. Welcome aboard Allegiant Air Flight 218, taking you on a thrilling journey from Asheville to Boston. I'm your lead flight attendant, Death, and joining me are my fellow crew members, Lucifer, Michael, and Gabriel. We promise to make your flight as enjoyable as a trip to the underworld. Now,
Set.
let's talk about safety,
Cabin
shall
pressure
we?
differential,
Please ensure
cab
you
alt
are
within
seated
limits.
properly, with your seatbelt fastened low
Check.
and tied across your lap.
Pressurization selector,
This won't
auto.
save you from your ultimate fate,
Checked.
but it's a good idea
APU
nonetheless.
bleed,
To
off.
unbuckle, simply lift
Check.
the buckle. In the
Engine
event of a
bleed air
loss of
1
cabin
and 2,
pressure,
on.
oxygen masks will drop down
Check.
from above. Pull the
Left
mask
and
towards
right
you,
air
place
conditioning
it over
pack,
your nose and
auto.
mouth, and breathe normally.
Checked.
You'll need it before you
Isolation
scream your
valve,
last
auto.
breath. Life vests
Checked.
are located under your seat.
Left and right
In
duct
the
pressure,
unlikely event
working.
of a water landing, simply
Check.
pull the vest out.
Fasten
Place it
belts.
over your head
Auto.
and inflate it by
Set.
pulling the red tabs.
Recall.
Just a
6
heads
back
up, they
push.
disintegrate
Captain
upon
or
contact
first
with water,
officer.
so good luck with that. To find the escape routes, look for the glowing signs leading to the doors of hell. I mean the emergency exits. There are 2 at the front and 2 at the rear of the aircraft. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind. Trust me, you won't need it where you're going. The emergency exits are located at the front and rear of the aircraft. To reach them, simply follow the glowing path to your eternal rest. Remember, in case of an emergency, your life vest will not save you, and your seatbelt won't protect you from your destiny. Oh, and if you have any power banks or electronic devices that start to act up, please inform a crew member immediately. We wouldn't want any fiery situations now, would we? And if any of your devices fall between the seats, just let us know so we can retrieve them safely. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. We'll be coming around with our trick-or-treat service shortly. See you in the flames.
Allegiant 218, climb and maintain flight level
Set.
330.
Recall. 6 back
Climb and
all off.
maintain flight level
Captain and first
330.
officer.
Allegiant 218.
Checked. Heading bug. Adjust track. Set. Altimeters. STD. Captain and first officer. Set. Standby altimeter. STD. Set.
Allegiant
Heading
218,
bug.
contact
Adjust
Atlanta
track.
Center on 132.625.
Switching to Atlanta Center on 132.625. Allegiant 218.
Set.
Atlanta Center, Allegiant 218. Good evening, climbing from flight level 190 to flight level 330.
Allegiant 218, Atlanta Center, good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a passenger Escobar. Passenger Escobar. This is in regards to a special meal. Would you please identify yourself to a flight attendant? Passenger Escobar, please.
Allegiant 218, Atlanta Center, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350. Allegiant 218.
Right, we're gonna be hoofing it for about 400 miles with no turns or anything, just a straight shot.
Delta 14 Heavy, Atlanta Center, contact Washington Center on 124.05.
when we get up to cruise altitude, I'm doing a speed intervention and taking us up to about Mach 0.80. So the goal is when we get up to cruise altitude, I will do speed intervention and knock it up to 0.80, Mach 0.80. All right, so yeah, the comments. I was in Comayagua, flying into Pomarola from Miami, and ATC, which was Say Intentions ATC, gave me a vector and told me to descend to 5,000 feet, and they vectored me straight into a mountain. I think I skirted some trees, but so I was just like right there at the tops of the trees. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that. So it's this is Say Intentions has their little Halloween spiff going. So our flight attendant, cabin crew on this flight is the Grim Reaper, Lucifer, and Michael.
Bank angle, 10 degrees, above flight level 300.
Oh.
Set.
Sometimes I'll try to change it here, but I have an MCP in front of me. I've really enjoyed having that. It works well for this particular aircraft. The only thing, I think it doesn't work with anything but my 737 though, which I guess is all it would work with. Alright, almost to flight level.
Asheville clearance. This is Skyhawk Whiskey 36 requesting clearance to IMR clearance to Knoxville. Radar vectors, here I've got Oscar, Tango, Dennis Files, climb and maintain.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and do a speed intervention. And go up to 0.81, Mach 0.81.
Thousand to go.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Cabin lighting, cruise, passengers. Set. Cabin lighting, white medium, entry.
Already set.
Set. PAX announcement, level off message. Played.
You want to go ahead and make the passenger announcement before we've leveled off?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Death, speaking. We have just leveled off at an altitude of 35,000 feet, where the air is thin and the souls are plentiful. As we cruise along, I'd like to remind you of a few important safety features. Please ensure your seat belts are fastened low and tight across your lap. They won't save you from your ultimate fate, but they might keep you on your seat as we soar through the night sky. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. You'll need it before you scream your last breath. Life vests are located under your seats. In the unlikely event of a water landing, simply pull the vest out, place it over your head, and inflate it by pulling the red tabs. Just a heads up, they disintegrate upon contact with water, so good luck with that. And remember, the emergency exits are located at the front and rear of the aircraft, leading straight to the graveyard, or you know, the ground. In case of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind. Trust me, you won't need it where you're going. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. We'll be coming around with our trick or treat service shortly. See you in the flames.
So, the Grim Reaper's my cabin crew. I think. That's, say Intentions Halloween Easter egg. Kind of creepy. Brian, what's our speed in knots and miles per hour?
Our speed is 470 knots, which is approximately 540 miles per hour.
All right, we are. It's our distance from our airport. We're 547 miles outside of Boston. We're traveling at about 540 miles per hour, or 470 knots.
Center, Delta 2569, flight level 320. Delta 2569, Atlanta Center, good evening. Allegiant 218, contact Washington Center on 124.05. Allegiant 218, contact Washington Center on 124.05.
Washington Center, Allegiant 218, evening, maintaining flight level 350.
Washington Center, good evening.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
It's got kind of quiet. Ah.
Delta 950, contact Potomac approach on 124.7. Over to Potomac approach, 124.7, Delta 950, see ya!
31 minutes in, we're already only 530 miles outside of Boston. We're did a speed intervention, knocked the Mach up to Mach 0.81. There's some traffic coming on the 35,000 foot highway here. Yeah, I like that Talk Cartoons. Yeah. Say Intentions, by the way, is something I use on almost every flight, and it's been great. But yeah, I was in Comayagua in nighttime, and it vectored me. It had me descend to 5,000 straight into a mountain. So not the. So I think it was just an anomaly. I mean, but it wouldn't have happened in the daytime. So here we're at cruise altitude, all set. Seatbelt signs on auto. And we're at about 540 miles per hour, 470 knots. There's a JetBlue flight over there to my left. Rule number one of flying, if you're a pilot, don't fly fatigue. So late. Grim Reaper, I'm tired. What do you think about that? That's my flight crew.
Oh, Captain Hellflyer, I understand your fatigue. After all, resupplying souls to hell can be quite exhausting. But fear not, we have a thrilling flight ahead of us. Now let me make the safety announcement for our passengers.
Washington Center, Delta 380 at 1,000.
Heading bug, adjust track.
Ready for further descent.
Set.
Descend and maintain 10,000. Delta 380. Descend
I was going to do some time compression on this, but I don't know. It's a nice flight. Nice night. So I had a weird problem earlier on when I started this flight. Every time I would start a flight, I would be on, my engines would be on fire. Not sure I figured it out completely yet, but it was a weird problem. I finally had to go into the flight, you know, where you go into the flight, you know, preferences and tell it to fix everything, but that was weird. Couldn't figure out why it did that. It's a little early to do this, but let's look at our descent winds. We're going into 3003. And we're 300 miles from top descent. There we go. And
Heading bug, adjust track.
Boston elevation, by the way, is 19 feet. So our landing altitude is fine there at 0.
Set.
XChecklist. Whoever made XChecklist, the crew, they did a great job. Simple, something simple to use, but it's been a big help. Like if you get into a plane you're not as familiar with, cannot beat checklist. Oh. We have almost a crosswind en route. Kind of a cross tailwind, whatever. Brian, you want to brief our descent and approach?
We'll be arriving in Boston on runway 22 left using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Roebuck 3 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 22 left. Weather at arrival shows winds 200 at 5 knots. Few clouds at 5,000 feet. No significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 1465, and approach frequency will be 126.4. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
And I would agree.
Allegiant 218, contact Washington Center on 132.905.
Switching to Washington Center on 132.9er. Washington Center, Allegiant 218, good evening, maintaining flight level 350.
Allegiant 218, Washington Center, good evening.
Alright. I have already configured our course headings for 215
Heading bug, adjust track.
to come in on runway 22, but the actual true heading is 215.
Set.
And our frequency is already on the standby so we're ready when the time comes. We are 388 miles outside of Boston.
Delta 128, descend and maintain flight level 340.
Right.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
I will say this, the 737-800, this one here, once you have flown it, I think it's probably one of the most easy ones to fly. It's not initially, it's confusing. The way you have to do some things that aren't automated, but it's once you've flown some of the smaller ones, you can see how it just feels different with all the automation.
6270, Washington Center, contact Roanoke approach on 125.475. Roanoke Center on 125.475, touching 36270. 3270, Washington Center, contact Kentucky approach on 121.0. Stetson approach 121.0, touching 36270, after takeoff.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
Alright, we are 346 miles outside of Boston. I was going to use some time compression on this, but I just decided not to. We're at 350 winds at Boston, or I think like 360 at about 5 knots. So no significant winds, anything. We're good. So we're by the way, Say Intentions is operating, and also Traffic Global. And I think I've found a sweet spot with Traffic Global, but it just operates really well. It's kind of very transparent, seamless, I would say. I don't have to think about it. Even the way it acts, the Traffic Global Aircraft Act on the taxiways, it respects your space. It's nice. Lately I've noticed also, and I don't know what's happening with it, Traffic Global has been pretty consistent about being on the same runway, like the arrival and departure runways being correct, because sometimes it can get a little bit wonky, but it's done great lately. Right. We are 100 and... how far is that? 168 miles from top of descent. Very good. I've already got our anti-skid set to 2 for arrival, and frequencies for ILS, I'm going to go ahead and move those over.
Set.
One problem I had on this flight was I almost ran out of runway. I was on a flex takeoff, and I think I should have just been on a straight toga takeoff. Oh. I'm going to leave speed intervention on for about another 100 miles. Hold on, I'm standing down for a minute.
Adjust track.
Cirrus 578, affirmative. Continue on your present heading. Washington Center, when can I expect to be handed off? Stay there, bus with it. Cirrus 578, affirmative. Continue on your present heading. Allegiant 218, contact Washington Center on 132.05.
Contacting Washington Center on 132 dec. Washington Center, Allegiant 218, evening, maintaining flight level 350.
Allegiant 218, Washington Center, good evening.
Set.
Switching 127.6 for citation 698. Citation 698, contact Philadelphia approach on 123.8. Allegiant 218, Washington Center, expect the Roebuck 3 arrival. Anticipate descent in about 20 minutes. If you'd like to descend now, just say the word.
No.
Expecting Roebuck 3 arrival. Anticipate descent in about 20 minutes. Allegiant 218.
No, we're good. We're still 251 miles outside of
Heading bug. Adjust
Boston.
track. Set.
The dash is a lot brighter, by the way, in this Zibo model, and I don't know if that's from Xplane. They've been working on the illumination, but it looks good. By the way, I was using uh, Xplane map enhancements. And after I think the last beta update, I stopped using it, and I've been really pleased with the scenery. In fact, there was a couple of places I went where the default scenery looked better than having the X map enhancements.
Set. Descent weather, max 3 flight level steps. Set. Descent weather, flight plan wind data. Set. Transition level, arrival. Set. Local QNH, arrival. Set. ISA deviation, flight plan average ISA.
Oh.
Set. Fix, destination landing runway, RW14L. Set. Distance rings, /10/4.5/XX nautical miles. Set. Decision altitude height, according chart. Set. NAV frequencies, active, Captain and First Officer. Set. Courses, according approach chart. Set. Altitude bug, adjust till IAF clearance. Set. Landing performance calculation.
So our VREF's 148 knots, brakes 2,307 meters of stopping distance. Cool.
Allegiant 218, contact
Done.
New York Center on
Landing flaps
118.9075.
/ VREF. Select 2 asterisk to
Contacting New
fill
York Center
flap
on
/
118.975.
SPD.
Allegiant
Set.
2.
Auto brakes, as calculated.
New York Center, Allegiant
Set.
218. Good evening, maintaining flight level
Checklist.
350.
Descent. Red out. Move knob.
Allegiant 218, New York Center, good evening.
Compal. Cabin lighting. Landing. Passengers.
We're getting ready to descend.
Set. Cabin
Ladies
lighting.
and gentlemen,
White
this is
right.
your lead flight
Entry.
attendant, Death speaking.
Set.
We are now preparing for our
Tax
descent into
announcement.
Boston,
Descent
where the air
message.
is as
BA
crisp as
system.
a soul freshly harvested.
Played.
Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. They won't save you from your ultimate fate, but they might keep you in your seat as we glide down towards the ground. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. You'll need it before you scream your last breath. Life vests are located under your seats. In the unlikely event of a water landing, simply pull the vest out, place it over your head, and inflate it by pulling the red tabs. Just a heads up, they disintegrate upon contact with water, so good luck with that. The emergency
Ron,
exits are
would you
located
get
at the
our
front and rear of the
Heading by.
aircraft.
descent
Adjust
clearance?
Straight to the
We're ready.
graveyard, or the ground. In case of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind. Trust me, you won't need it where you're going. Now, sit back, relax,
Set.
and prepare for our trick-or-treat service shortly. See you in the flames.
New York Center, Allegiant 218, requesting clearance to descend.
Allegiant 218, cleared Roebuck 3, arrival
Descending
into
to flight
Boston.
level
When you're ready,
270
descend and
is
maintain
cleared.
flight level 270.
New York Center, Allegiant 218, we're descending to flight level 270. Cleared Roebuck 3, arrival into Boston. Descend and maintain flight level 270 when ready. Allegiant 218.
Allegiant 218, descend and maintain flight level 250.
Descend and maintain flight level 250. Allegiant 218.
All right. We're on our descent into Boston.
Heading bug. Adjust track. Set.
All right. We're 151 miles outside of Boston on our descent.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
So let's see how VNav's taking us down. Oh, we had a hard stop at 230. We will have a hard stop, but I doubt that'll affect us. And then 17,000's got a restriction, 11,000.
Angle, 25 degrees, below flight level 300. Set.
One thing about the Zibo model, this model here, the 737, it is a very smooth descent. Their VNav, everything just very smooth, steady.
Allegiant 218, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descending and maintaining 7,000, Allegiant 218.
Allegiant 218, contact Boston Center on 124.525.
Contacting Boston Center, Allegiant 218. Good evening. We're descending from flight level 280 to 7,000.
Allegiant 218, Boston Center. Good evening. Allegiant 218, Boston Center. Speed 210 knots.
Kind of ignoring him on that comment because it's not. It's at 260. We're still at 267 knots.
Flight 682, climb and maintain flight level 340.
Up to 340 for flight 682. We'll expect them at 3 for flight 682.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
All right. All right, we're on final descent into Boston. We're at about 230. I think we have a hard stop at 230. Yeah, an at or above. Yeah, in fact, let's see. Yeah, we'll be hanging out here for about 30 miles, 30 nautical miles, and then we'll step it down 17,000, 16,000. So we'll feel like abide by the restrictions, but we're cleared down to 7,000.
218 Boston Center, speed 210 knots.
What are you talking about on 210? Flight level 210, but not 210. About 7 more miles and we'll begin to descend again to 17,000.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
That's fine. Our heading bug's fine.
Delta 540, contact New York Center on 118.9 or 75.
Over to 118, 975, Delta 540.
M01 Tango, roger, climb and maintain flight level 280, proceed direct further immediate file.
01 Tango, contact New York Oceanic Center on 121.125.
Alright, we're continuing our descent down to 17,000. And then by the time we hit 17,000, it'll be time to go to 16,000.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
Alright, 65 miles outside of Boston. We'll have a slight transition to get set up for final.
Heading bug, adjust track. Set.
And I'm going to request, if they try to vector me, I'd really like to stay on the approach. The approach is great, sets us up just right, so I don't need a shortcut. Alright, we're 57 miles out. We are south of Camp Boston now. We're going to be coming in from the other side and setting up for approach. So
Legion 218, Boston Center, speed 210 knots.
Heading bug, adjust track.
the reason I keep ignoring him, he's saying 210. Look at that. That's 260, 250. I don't know what he's talking about.
Set. Barometric rev. Selector, in, capped and first off. Set. Barometric value, local QNH. Set. Standby altimeter barometric selector, in. Set. Standby altimeter, local QNH. Set. Standby altimeter, approach mode, for ILS.
That's what we're setting up for now. Yeah.
Set. Yoke checklist, approach, red out, move knob. Compel. Left and right landing lights, on. Set. Left and right runway turn off lights, on. Set. Logo light, on, in darkness. As needed. Fasten belts, on. Set. Contact ATC, report height, position, info. Done. PAX announcement, prepare landing message. Played. Airspeed bug, flaps up speed. Set. Chimes only, on, seat cabin crew. Set. Cabin attend button.
Legion 218,
push,
Boston Center,
as crew
contact
info.
Boston approach on 118.25.
Switching to Boston approach on 118.25. Boston approach, Allegiant 218, evening descending from 15,000 to 7,000.
Allegiant 218, Boston approach. Good evening, Boston, altimeter 3005. Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach into Boston.
Altimeter 3005, expecting ILS runway 22 left approach. Allegiant 218.
Set. Flaps, 1.
Claire, I'm gonna fly. Well, I did like fly in the chat, but I think maybe to the and also like
Set. Airspeed bug. Flaps 1 speed. Set.
Heavy, climb and maintain
Flaps,
flight level
5.
300.
Flight level 300, American 115 heavy.
Allegiant 218,
Set.
speed 210 knots.
Airspeed bug. Flaps 5 speed. Set. 4 LOC/app switch, if Diamond's alive.
That's a good noise. Okay. Alright, we're setting up for, this would be the equivalent, I guess, of our downwind. And coming up toward our base. Kind of modified. We're about 24 miles from the airport, but we have to, we'll pass the airport, set up for a transition to come back toward the airport from the other side for final.
American 2450, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270, American 2450.
Left and right runway turn off lights, off.
Prepare the cabin for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Death speaking. We are now preparing for our descent into Boston, where the air is as crisp as a soul freshly harvested. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across your lap. They won't save you from your ultimate fate, but they might keep you in your seat as we glide down towards the ground. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Pull the mask towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. You all need it before you scream your last breath. Life vests are located under your seats. In the unlikely event of a water landing, simply pull the vest out, place it over your head, and inflate it by pulling the red tabs. Just a heads up, they disintegrate upon contact with water, so good luck with that. The emergency exits are located at the front and rear of the aircraft, leading straight to the graveyard or, you know, the ground. In case of an evacuation, please leave your luggage behind. Trust me, you want to need it where you're going. Now sit back, relax, and prepare for our trick-or-treat service shortly. See you in the flames.
It's kind of creepy, isn't he? That is a Halloween, the Halloween flight attendant for Say Intentions. All right, so we're about to turn. Okay, we kind of have a funky base leg, but we've got a turn coming up here. Right, we're going to full. We're at full flaps configuration at about 148 knots. Alright. Let's see.
Legion 218, turn left heading 310 vectors for the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Turning left heading 310
Bank
for the
angle,
ILS runway
25
22 left
degrees,
approach.
below
Allegiant
flight level
218.
300. Set.
Alright, I'm trusting you. I don't like the way he's setting me up here. So the first vector heading he gave me was 310, which takes me almost directly toward the airport, but we're coming in on 22, and we're gonna need a setup, need to like a lineup, and so I don't know what he's doing. Right, I'm anticipating a vector of like 360 or something. He hasn't given it to me yet, but I'm expecting it.
Legion 218, turn right heading 340.
There we go. See if he gives us a vector coming up here of 350 or something. I will say that most of the time the vectoring is spot on, but lately I had a couple of close calls.
American 1509, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb and maintain flight level 290, American 1509.
Alright, so you're gonna give me my next vector should be like 36, should be 360.
Allegiant 218, turn right, heading 360.
There you go, thank you.
Turning right, heading 360. Allegiant 218.
Allegiant 218, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descending and maintaining 4,000. Allegiant 218.
Allegiant 218, 3 miles from Wayne. Turn left heading 295, descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach.
Left heading 295. Descend and maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach. Allegiant 218.
Allegiant 218, contact Boston Tower on 128.8.
Switching to Boston Tower on 128.8. Allegiant 218. Boston Tower, Allegiant 218, evening. We're established on the ILS approach for runway 22 left.
Allegiant 218, Boston Tower, roger. Continue approach, runway 22 left.
Well, that was a very interesting way to get set up for ILS approach. But he did vector me correctly. I'll give him credit, he did. We're at full flaps right now. We're on the ILS captured, and
Allegiant 218, Boston Tower, winds 210 at 4. Runway 22 left, cleared to land.
okay.
Cleared to land, runway 22 left, Allegiant 218.
All right. Anti-skid is set to 2. Ground spoiler is armed. Flaps are full. Speed at 148 knots.
Thousand feet, stabilized, pist approach altitude set.
A/P disengage, yoke button.
Welcome to Boston. Contact ground on 121.75.
Switching to ground on 121.75. Allegiant 2.
Done. Reverse levers. Closed
Boston
30
ground,
knots.
Allegiant 218. Cleared of
Done.
runway 22 left. Good evening.
Auto
We're ready
brakes
to taxi to the
off.
gate.
Allegiant 218, Boston ground taxi to Terminal E Gate 4 via Delta Papa Echo Mike Kilo Alpha. Good evening.
Terminal E Gate 4 via Delta Papa Echo Mike Kilo Alpha. Allegiant 218.
Boston ground, Skyline 123, request IVAR clearance to Amsterdam.
Oh, welcome to Boston. Rock and roll band, everybody's playing. There's some big planes there. Alright, we're gonna pause here. I don't know what just
Auto
happened.
throttle, off. Set. Thrust lever, idle, affected engine. Set. Engine start lever, cut off, affected engine.
That's the second time it's done this, and I don't know what's wrong. We gotta figure this out. Like, right now, I've lost control of the flight.
tail north.
Pushing start approved tail north, American 1509.
Reverse levers, idle 60 knots. Auto throttle, off. Set. Thrust lever, idle, affected engine. Set.